Good afternoon. Let's turn it down a little bit. Sacral chakra, 417 hertz. Sarah Richardson here, cheerleader for the divine. I gotta spray me some spray. I don't have my pillow in here right now, but I have this Palo spray. Love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. So if you don't know me, I am the creator of Always Think Up. What is Always Think Up? It's my jam. It's my business. It's the way I do my life, right? And I had to share this message with you guys today because the messages I got were about mental strength. You have mental strength. You have tons of mental strength, right? And so if you're finding this video, I want you to affirm that. Write that in the comment box. Write it in your journal. I am strong mentally. I have the mental strength to do whatever the fuck I want. You can say it however you want, but if you're feeling like you're at a place where you don't feel mentally strong, affirm that into your life so you can keep getting there, so you can get there, right? Yeah, good to see you live. Hi, sis. Hi. You know, it's my favorite moon. I had to come on out. Working. I miss my baby so much. And I promised myself that I wasn't going to work to death this time. And I didn't work. I'm not working to death, but I am still working very hard. Guys, today the energy is in the sacral chakra. So the sacral chakra is the orange chakra. It's the womb space. It's the guts. It's the emotions, you know. And so there's a lot of people right now in their feelings. I'm sure you're seeing it, right? I'm sure you're seeing it. I'm sure you're feeling it. I'm sure you're running into it. And so, you know, some people ask me today, okay, so what does that mean that it's the sacral chakra today and that people are in their feelings? Okay, so what comes up with sacral chakra and people being in their feelings is tension. Oh shit, happy birthday, Graham! Mwah! Yes, I love that. I just had lunch with my Nana today, girl. Man, and these grandmas took a hit. Cheer to these grandmas that took the fucking hit for us to be here today. For real. For real. You know, the grandmas really pushed through a lot of this really hard stuff to get us where we are today. So if you have your grandma, give her thanks, love her up. If you don't have your grandma, give her thanks and love her up. I know. My grandma lived in Ireland for 35 years. Yeah, they really are the best. And you know, this energy stuff was still happening whenever they were doing their things and raising their kids and having their work and doing all their stuff. The only thing is no, it wasn't recognized. There wasn't things like this to talk about it. So, you know, the grandmas, they went through things and they just held it all in. And they didn't say anything. And now their bodies are going through it from holding all of these things in, you know? And I feel so blessed because I get to talk to my grandma about a lot of stuff, right? And so, you know, this started maybe, I don't know, 20 years ago. I just started asking her things about love and about life and about mothering and about work and all of those things. And it's really wild because like you think you have this idea of like what grandma's been through and she's so calm and she's so peaceful and you think like it had to have been calm and peaceful. Well, it was far from that for my grandma, and yet she still remained calm and peaceful. And so that's been a lot of what I've been working out here in this time, in my time here. And so with the feelings that are coming up, are tension. And you might feel tension in different spots of your body. It's just showing you yourself, right? Conflict. There might be conflict arising. You know, you woke up and you weren't even ready for it, and all of a sudden conflict is coming at you. Regret for things that you did or didn't do. Sarcasm. You know, my grandma really plays that sarcasm card a lot whenever it comes to men, you know, and it's funny because I love her and she's like my biggest fan on the whole universe, right? But this time of having my baby go with her dad and my grandma not being in Ireland, her being here. You know, a lot of sarcasm has come out from her to me for this situation. And you know, that's the thing, guys. So when people are in their feelings and there's tension and there's conflict and there's drama and there's sarcasm, you know, it's misinformation, right? And so I don't have to go and kick my grandma in the neck, right? I can just say, Nana, I'm just trying to do this different. You know, I'm just really trying my best to do these things different. And a lot, you know, feelings are wild, right? I mean, just the feelings of my daughter going with her dad to a different state for the summer, and then just everything that we had been through and everything I had been through, right? Feelings are a lot. And so when you have these things in your life, these tensions and these conflicts and these regretful moments and these, you know, times where you use sarcasm instead of your true voice, what you really want to say, when the misinformation is coming up and going all around the place, I really want you guys to take a deep breath and ask to look through it. A lot of us right away, I know it took me a really long time when things came up, especially like drama and stuff. I was a reactor. I was very reactive, right? And so it took me a really long time to breathe and be with it and then ask, like, can you please help me look through this to see what this is? Because I'm telling you, a lot of times somebody else's feelings, it might have nothing to do with you. It might have everything to do with you. But what you get from that interaction has everything to do with you. Doing our best as an inside joke with me and some guys at work. Every time we say it, we all laugh, and it's like we're helping each other vibe up. I don't know if they know it, but I do feel it. Yeah, and you know, that's all we're really doing out here, all of us, is just trying to do our best, right? And you know me, guys, like, chakra, I talk energy, I see energy, like, when I'm having these conversations with my family, when I'm having these conversations with my clients, the energy tells its own story, right? And so I know that people have all kind of words and that we're working on our communication and we're working on our voices and we're working on saying what we mean, right? But energy has a language, like you know what I mean? It's like I speak it. I speak energy. You know, when you come up to me and you tell me this and this and this and this is going on, I might ask you like a really wild question that throws you off, but I'm just trying to get a read of the energy and how that pattern is forming for you. And so, you know, this whole thing with mental strength comes from the sacral chakra. It comes from the womb space, right? So a lot of times our minds are only strong as our ancestors' wombs. And there's a lot of pain that goes all the way back, right? And so by just affirming your mental strength, you're helping to heal your womb, because as you affirm your mental strength, that's also healing your womb at the same time. And what's super cool is you do this. Only you know if your mental strength is off. Only you know if your mind wanders to things. Only you know that you run up into tension all the time, that you run up into conflict all the time. You know, a lot of people this past week have been messaging me about, you know, spell work and black magic and like all of these things. And I want to let you guys know that's a whole separate video, but no one can do anything to you without your permission. Okay. And this all comes in the first chakra. So I am mentally strong. Yes. Everybody write that. I am mentally strong. I have the mental strength that I need to do anything that I want in this world. You know, people ask me a lot about what I do. I'm affirming myself all day long. And what do I affirm? I affirm something in my life if it's a problem. If I have a problem in my life and I'm struggling with something in my life, then I try to really like affirm into that, right? If it's wearing me down and it's wearing me out, I try to think about something else. So your first chakra is your root chakra. It's the red. It's in your hips. It's in your base, right? And the first chakra for our body is a fierce protector, right? And so a lot of people, that's where your roots are. That's where your ancestral lineage is. That's like where you come from on your mom's side and on your dad's side, right? And so it's the fierce protector of all that is small and delicate, right? And so what happens is when a trauma comes in, whether it been our grandmas or it was us, right? Now you can be sarcastic and you can say I'm fine and you can say I'm strong and you can say all these things, right? But what can go on sometimes is that your root chakra will put like a guard up on your life, on your energy body, on you, right? But what happens is when we get to this guarded place, and this is where I've been seeing this for like the past couple years, these like shields kind of that we have on our hearts. And I get it, guys. I'm super fucking the same as you, right? But you put these shields up on your heart for the different things that you've been through, right? And then you are like, okay, it's been a couple years. I'm going to meet somebody new. And then the same thing comes back up, right? Well, it's not to hurt you. It's not to hurt the other person. It's because this pattern keeps playing. It keeps playing for you. And it also played for your ancestors too. If you can talk to them, if you can connect with them, if you can find out about that, right? And that's what I want you guys to realize that you can do. You don't have to run in autopilot on these old programs. You're mentally strong enough to create your own life. How I created Always Think Up, how I created my days, how I created my work, how I created my flow, how I created my foundation. Everybody can do this same work. And you know, it's funny because you can't hire someone to do this for you. You must do this for yourself. As much as I've loved people along the way, I could never do this for them. They have to do this for themselves. So what happens is when we guard up from a trauma in the root, right? And a lot of us don't even know what it is. And so I want to tell everybody, if you don't know what it is, it's okay. You don't have to know what it is. You just know that tension is coming into your life. You just know that conflict is coming into your life. You know that you have a lot of regret for A, B, and C or whatever. You know that you're being sarcastic instead of being real. You know that this isn't, it's an energy that doesn't feel good. It's tension. It doesn't feel good. The key of love is to get rid of the trash within. Yes. And you know, the crazy thing is a lot of people, Paul, think of it as trash. And like now that I've been working in these places for so long, seriously, I know if you're in it and you've never really had any kind of work with me or anything, you probably don't believe me, but the things that are in our roots and the things that we have used to keep ourselves protected all this time are really like the sexiest part about us. And so all the bad things, like I was terrible at relationships, I was terrible at communication, I was terrible at getting close with somebody, but that's like the coolest thing about me. Now, it takes you some time to get there. You're not going to just start rework and be like, oh yeah, all that shit is fucking cool. No, right? So when we guard up our hearts, we guard up all of our creative ideas, right? So you have all these ideas that are flowing into your mental constantly, right? And when you're guarded up in your heart, you're not getting those, right? All the loving thoughts, right? So we can pick if we want to think blah, or we can pick if we want to think yes, right? And so what happens when you're guarded up is a lot of times those loving thoughts seem like, I shouldn't think that. Last time I thought that, I got hurt. Last time I trusted that, that hurt my feelings, right? Leave other people out of it while you're doing this work. Just work on in yourself. It's the safest place in the world, right? What happens when we're guarded up is we're not vulnerable. So vulnerability is a realness. Vulnerability is like, you know, telling your best friend like the realness about what it felt like for you to grow up, the realness about the things that you went through in your life that really hurt you, right? And so when you're guarded up, you're even fake to your friends. Like, you know, your friend will call you and check on you and say, how you doing? Oh, I'm good. You know, I have been, thank goodness I've done this work, because my friends call me and it all depends on what's going on. Like, I keep it real, you know what I mean? Some of these days without Minnie, I'm like, I'm good. I'm good. Some of these days without Minnie, I'm like, fuck, I don't know what to do without my baby. Hello, Summer. Guys, we do not need to know everything that happened in the past. We do not need to know everything that happened with our ancestors. We do not need to know. I don't even know where the fuck I come from. There's a half of me that I don't even know where I come from. I don't know. All I know is hearsay of my lineage. All I know is that I don't know. I don't know. And so I'm glad for the people that know their lineage. I'm glad for the people that know their roots. But I think that there's a lot more people out here like me than the people that actually know the roots all the way back. And then it's funny, DNA tests been coming up lately. Has anybody been hearing about these DNA tests? I'm scared to get them, but a lot of people are getting these DNA tests and they're not even like what they thought that they were. And I'm like, oh, that's a mind fuck. The practice is love. Is the healing practice of the trauma that we have experienced. Yeah, only love can heal it. Only love, and it's an inner love. It's not like only I can come love you up and heal it. Only your inner love, only you connecting with that inner love can heal it. And what happens is when you're blocked off from the traumas, a lot of times you're like, the love is ripping through you all the time, right? But when you're blocked off, you're not connecting with it. You're not feeling it. You're not feeling what it's trying to tell you to do. Love and God is nothing like these fucking people. I'm telling you. Hey, love. My sis took one and it brought up a lot. My sis took one. Oh yeah, the DNA test. Yeah, man. Them DNA tests are rocking the socks out of people out here. I won't get it because I don't want a clone of me. I don't even care. I want one to know like where I came from, but I don't want one because I don't want them to have my DNA. All right. So we don't need to know everything. So I have a lot of people come at me and say, I don't know, what my ancestors have been through. I don't really know what my mom has been through. She seemed like everything was fine. Everything seemed fine. I don't know. That's okay. That's okay. I just want to tell you you're fine, right? Just live through your highest values, right? So if something is going on in your life and there's tension and there's conflict and there's regret and there's sarcasm, live through your highest values. What do you want to do with this? You have all the authority over your life. And the same with this spell work, and the same way with this black magic, the same way with everything. You have the authority to speak protection into your life. Hello, love. You have the authority to affirm your not so strong points. You have the authority to, if you're thinking a bunch of thoughts, change it. You have all the power in you, right? So, where is this authority? In your thoughts, in your voice, in your feelings, in your root, right? The root's where we take action. A lot of people have been afraid to take action that veers away from the things that we're holding in our roots. Like, I didn't even know my root, and the little things that I'm learning, like there were so many, problems for me. And it's funny because I don't know really how to talk about it any other way but what I do. And so I was talking to my dad about it, and he's like, I don't know. I don't get it. I'm going to do another spray for these wounds because holy fuck. Got me some citrine. It's crazy out here right now. I'm going to tell you, my advice is to keep to yourself as much as you can. Clear off people's energy so you can come back to your energy, right? Because the people that we're around, we start to think like them. It's just a energetic mimicking. We don't even mean to. So guys, thank you. Thank you for being here. What we're doing, Alicia and I were talking about the grandmas, right? And how the grandmas were in such a mucky place, right? And how they were having so much of a hard time and how they were so suppressed for certain things. But the whole thing is like we are rising like powerfully, can anybody else, You know, my grandma was one of the ones when I started doing these videos, they would call me and just be like, yes, I love what you're doing. And I'd be talking about sex and I'd be talking about all these things. And I'm like, didn't even realize you saw that, Nana. She's like, no, I love what you're doing. Keep doing it, right? Because she wants me to rise powerfully, because she doesn't want me to have the same things that she went through. She doesn't want me to feel powerless and helpless and tension and all these bad conflicts in my life. She wants me to have a peaceful life. Yep, I'm feeling a need to back away a bit. Tune in. Yeah, and that's a good feeling. That's a good feeling. I normally always back away because I'm getting overwhelmed with like work and clients and schedules and this fucking calendar, right? But today, like I'm actually like backing away just by myself. I've had all kind of people come into town. I had all kind of things going on. And I'm like, guys, I just got to hang with myself. I don't know what's going on right now. So if you're feeling that, you're all right, right? People are always used to me like being there and like always being there. And I can't always be there. And that's all right too. So guys, I want to teach you this like mind hack, right? The mind is really powerful, right? So say some tension comes into your life. Say some chaos comes into your life, right? We all know how that feels when it hits, right? It kind of feels like someone kicks you in the neck, right? And so we have 6 seconds, right? 6 seconds is really powerful for what's about to unfold in your life, right? So you could get the chaos in. You could think the worst. So when the worst comes, you're ready for it. I used to be that girl. That's why I can break it down like that, right? Or you can become aware of the conflict that's coming into your space, right? You could take a deep breath. 6 seconds, you could think about things you love. It doesn't matter if it's a bumblebee, if it's a kid's smile, popsicles, whatever makes you feel love instead of that tension. Think about it. And then like, me, I like to like get deep with it. Like mine was my niece and I would think about her and playing with her, maybe taking her to the park or giving her a lemon or, different stuff like that. So you have 6 seconds to change your mind. Now, if you don't change your mind, you can run yourself into a chaotic fight for however long you let it last, right? Or the longer that you wait, the longer it's going to take, but just keep affirming, I am mentally strong enough to do this. I am mentally strong enough to do this. My nanny on my dad's side would probably still call all we do evil. There was trauma there too, but I'm finally healing and finding peace with it all. And yes, it's a good feeling. It gives me hope. Yeah. I mean, and you know how it is, sis. Like people say, I'm evil because I did energy work, or I'm evil because I do healing work. I'm evil because I have cards. I'm evil because I who knows, right? And that's like what our grandmas have went through so strong. You really are understood in all that you've come through, even if you don't understand it, even if you don't know where you came from, even if you don't know your lineage, you really are understood in that. A lot more people don't know than do know. A lot more people do know pain than know peace. Yeah. If you can kill it ASAP, that is like really the best. A lot of times how people will be feeling in this energy is it's like a never ending story. It's like, I can't get it right. It's like, no matter how hard I try, I can't get it right. I hear that so many times. And so like, I'll just simply take an affirmation and make it for that. I'm like, I got this, bitch. You can say it however you want. You can do it that it's unique to you. A lot of my affirmations have cuss words because they pump me up, right? If yours don't have that, that's fine. The past pain that you carry in your energy body that a lot of us don't remember, it shows itself to you through these conflicts and through these things that come up, right? And it'll come in through your neighbors and it'll come in through your kids. Oh, good news. My racist neighbor is moving. I had to stand firm on that. I had to stand firm on that and I had to suffocate that hoe with love. Ah! Imagine that. Sarah, suffocating racism with love. Fucking A. That's the good news today. But what happens is, you know, when you're leaving this stuff alone and you know, it's coming into your life and it's hitting you in the face, you know, like you see those cartoons and it's like hitting you in the face and hitting you in the face. And like, that's what this energy keeps feeling like. And what that's doing is it's holding you back from living your heart's desire. So this right here is the only reason why I wanted to do this message. So I'm all about people getting in touch with their heart's desires, living their heart's desires, living a life that they love with their whole fucking heart, right? You know, and that's what Paul was talking about, like how love is really what does it, right? And so when you're blocked off from your soul and you're within, you know, yourself, right? You actually feel like heart's desires are silly. You actually feel like they will hurt you. You actually feel like they're bad to have. I'm taking that as confirmation my racist neighbor will move. Yes! They're moving out, sis. They're moving out, sis. Affirm it. They're moving out, sis. We don't got no room for that racism shit, man. I'm telling you, like, I really don't have room for no kind of hating. Like, if you're gonna hate on somebody for what the fuck ever, I just get it. I can't. This has to stop. And the way that we stop it is not by ignoring it. The way that we stop it is by kind of taking a step into it. I love you. I love you. Yay. Be gone, bitch. So when you are blocked from your soul, you don't really understand that a lot of the things you're feeling are for you. Like, a lot of the things that you're feeling are like signs and stuff and clues. And like, you know, to me, like God and the universe and universal law and all these things, that energy, right? It's always been so cool to me because I'm like, that's definitely for me. Like, no other human would have ever known that moves me in my heart, you know, because it'd be like weird stuff. A lot of times being blocked off from your own soul will have you holding really tight to other things, whether it's people, work, you know, routine. A lot of people have been getting like on me a little bit, like about my routine. And I really had to like drop my shoulders and breathe and do some breathing and be like, you know what? I created this life. This is what I wanted for myself. I wanted peace. I didn't want to rush. I didn't want all that chaos, right? And there was a lot I had to go through to get here. And I still have so much more I want to do. Like, when you're a creator, you're just constantly creating. You're like, oh shit, yeah, we did that. Now we're on to create something else. Like, creation doesn't just be like, oh yeah, I'm done. I'm good with this little thing that I created. No, man, you create that little thing and you're like pumped up, like, oh, we gotta have groups, we have to have friends over, right? So you know, a lot of times when you're blocked off in your soul, a good piece of advice that I can give you is look into yourself and see where your love is conditional. See where I'll only love you if you be who I want you to be. I'll only love you if you do what I want you to do. I'll only love you if it feels safe to me. The minute it doesn't feel safe, I'm backing out and I'm cutting it off, right? So when you look into those conditions, that is going to take you into your root. There's a bunch of other ways to see into your root besides knowing your family lineage. Yeah, dropping anything that feels forced. Yeah, for sure. But then there's a fine line in that, right, girl? Because there's a polarity, right? So I'm dropping the things that feel forced, but also there's sometimes where I have to kind of like force myself to do something that I'm a little bit uncomfortable with because I've been staying in this uncomfortability zone. So if you see that you have conditions in your love, it's not to like give yourself a hard time, right? It's to take a couple minutes and affirm to yourself, I am unconditional love. Learning to let go of my conditions. Please help me. Affirm it. Write it in here. I am unconditional love. Being unconditional love does not mean that bad things haven't happened. It does not mean that we don't carry pain in our roots. It just means that there's a lot of love out there for that pain inside of you to transform and transmute, and you to have a different path for you to come and rise up out of the muck of the things that your family kept a secret and didn't talk about, right? Yeah, I'm seeing I'm cold in places. I know, sis. I was too, and I worked on a lot of it, and then I'm still learning that I still do it. And this is what I mean all the time when I say, like, I don't think it's ever really done, right? I mean, yeah, you can, like, quit and be like, I'm not fucking with this anymore, but I've been working on this stuff for a long time before I even had a name for it or words for it, and it still comes up. Like, something just came up for me today. Right? I am unconditional love. It does. It hurts. But I want you to just drop your shoulders. So, like, when you're going into these places of, like, the things about you, your cold, your CrossFit for life keeps us growing. Well, I always say the casino kept me young, right? So working at the casino, they kept that shit on freezing as hell. And so I said it kept me young. I worked there for like 5 years and I didn't age. Yes, through the hurt, still reaching for the best. We got this. Yes. And we're really doing this together. And so when something hurtful or something with a whole bunch of tension or something just comes in and just, you're in your lane, it comes into your porch, bada bing, right? Drop your shoulders. I was outside today when it happened. I woke up at 3:30 this morning. Ugh. Had to take a little nap. But drop your shoulders and like shake them, right? So like we are releasing energy from a cellular level. So we are releasing old pain and old hurt from our cells, and they need to go all the way out through the skin, right? And so shake your shoulders, wind your arms back, stretch your neck, like all these things that you have to do, because what you want to do is remember your heart. Like, even if you don't know anything about your heart's desires, even if you don't know anything about the life that you think that you might love to have, connect in with your heart and tell your heart you want to know. Write it down, write it on here, write it in a journal. Yeah, 3:30 a.m. for a damn airplane. But I love it though. I got up at 3:30. I took her to the airport really quick. And then I worked up to about 9:30, and then I took a nap. I was like so proud of myself because I don't know if you guys know, but I really was terrible at taking naps. Like if the sun was out and I was tired, I would be like fighting it so bad. My best friend would tell me every day, like, would you please go take a nap? And I'm like, no, I cannot. I gotta work. It's daytime. When I moved to Florida, I almost died over that. I got a massage pad on my lower back. Yes, did yoga yesterday. I need to flex it out. Hello, Lori. A lot of us are holding on to a lot of things in our heart, and that's what keeps our heart guarded, right? And so when you do this meditation and you drop your shoulders and you kind of like shake it out and you connect with your heart for a minute, I want you to imagine the pain in your heart. Imagine the things, just imagine the guard that you put up, right? Because the guard came from somewhere. And then I want you to imagine grabbing that stuff, whatever it is. We don't even need to know what it is. Just think of it as like stuff, and just throwing it up to the universe and just letting the universe recycle that shit into unconditional love. And I think that that's going to help. I just forgot to meditate. Woke up for the bathroom and remembered. I'm still working at 3:30 a.m. I got up at 1 so I could use a nap to same. It's so hard to sleep during the day. Yeah, I'm getting better at it though. I was fucking proud of myself. 9:30, I turned everything off. I'm like, I'm taking a nap. I work all night. Do not. It has to be smart. It has to be like, I have to take naps so I can use the best of my day. you know, look at your life right now and see if you enjoy what you have. You know, that's when I woke up today, 3 o'clock in the morning, right? I was just like rolling around and being so thankful. And it's not that I have anything big time, guys. It's the little stuff. I have my grandma home. I have my family here. My daughter loves where she's at. I have my base. My bills are paid up. My work is fucking dope. You know, I didn't always feel like that. I didn't always love what I had. And so I understood this message a lot, that sometimes the guardedness that we have in our hearts, it won't even let us enjoy what we already have. It won't let us enjoy that we have good people in our lives. It won't let us enjoy that we're healthy, that we're flexible, that we're creators of our experience, right? I've had nap guilt sometimes. Oh my God. Nap guilt is real. Nap guilt is so real. Cheers. I have also had nap guilt, sleep in guilt and nap guilt. Got it. Like, you know, but that's funny because I was raised, it was crazy. I had to wake up at 5:30 in the morning, start working. There was no time to sleep in. There was no time to take naps. And like, it's so funny how you carry these things into your adult life, you know? Yeah, give thanks for everything. And, you know, just start off with the itsy bitsy things like Paul was saying earlier. You know, love is the littlest things, like the littlest things that make you feel good. The littlest, it's so small. And as you just start to write it and start to say it or start to think it or whatever, you just find more and more. I'm telling you, that's how the heart works. That's how love works. That's why love is dope. You got this, girl. Some days just be frustrating. Like, I don't know. They shared that whole like blue screen with the crazy, oh, my series comes on. With the Schumann resonance, right? That shit looks wild. I don't really know about it. I just feel it and do what I feel like I need to do. So, you know, a lot of people, I talk to a lot of people on here and in real life, right? A lot of people want to conquer the darkness that is within them. A lot of people want to conquer the roots, the pain left in the roots. A lot of people want to conquer their own energy body. A lot of people want to conquer, you know, these blocks that they have on their hearts, right? But we need to love on it. We need to nurture these things inside of us, right? Because that whole like conquer, like to fight thing, it's just not what's working with this vibration. You need to really nurture the pain. You really need to nurture the roots. When the tension comes up, you need to really nurture yourself, create new routines of how you're going to do things, right? A lot of people want to rush into action. And then what happens is they're like, oh, well, you know, I don't really know the pain that went on in my family, or I can't really talk about that, or I can't really do that. But that rush to action goes along with that energy of wanting to conquer the darkness. And it's not about conquering the darkness. It's about learning to love you for the dark parts and the light parts of you, because we all have all these parts. We all have all of these things. A lot of people are very unsure how to release and how to relax. Affirm it into your life. You know, maybe, my gosh, since I had my baby, you know, I'm like, I'm going to take naps. I'm going to take naps. I love to take naps. I'm going to love to take naps one day, right? And it didn't just happen. Like, it took me 7 years to get to the place where I'm like, I took a nap today and loved it. There was no regret. There was no remorse. I went and got Nana lunch and had lunch with my girl. Guys, love does speak its mind, right? Love sets boundaries. Love can be very bold sometimes, but it's not that conquer energy. That conquer energy is what we're getting rid of. The conquer energy is like it's like the trash. The conquer energy is like trying to beat somebody, trying to compete with somebody. When you're a creator, there is no fucking competition. We're not competing with one another. We're all very different, right? So yes, in love, you do speak your mind sometimes. Sometimes you're wrong, sometimes you're right. Who fucking really knows, right? We don't know. Just in these past week or a couple weeks, I've had to set a lot of real boundaries. And learning that, like, getting in tune with my heart and things like that, like, I was being too nice to people. And it's not that they didn't deserve me to be nice. I was losing energy over it. A lot of people, even though they may have had two really great parents, feel very orphaned right now. They feel very lonely. If they're alone for like a second, me in the background shouting yes and clap my hands, preaches this. They're feeling lonely. They're feeling very cold. Somebody mentioned cold on here. They're feeling very ignored. They're feeling very just unseen, like they just don't matter as a part of the whole. Well, and I've come in a lot of I've felt this, and then I've come in a lot of times and tried to help people feel this. And if I can just give you one bit of advice, is you're not alone. These are in the roots. Affirm that you're mentally strong enough to break these old patterns and live from your heart, because that's what we're doing. That's what my grandma didn't get to do. That's what your grandma didn't get to do. They didn't get to live the life that they dreamed in their hearts. Like, your body just naturally puts pieces of the things there so you can just have that, right? But this is a time where we're really trying to get out of those old low frequencies and rise up and create our own stuff. And the missing element, I think, is root work. Getting comfortable with your roots, getting comfortable with your secrets, getting comfortable with your darkness, getting comfortable with your pain, getting comfortable with all of these things. Sometimes we need to take a step back from ourselves when we're doing root work so we can actually like observe what we're doing. And for me, it was like, okay, this is how I am when I'm with my girlfriends. This is my work face. This is my family face. This is my barber face. And I would be who I needed to be in all those things, where now I still do all those things, but I'm just me. Ask for signs, guys. If you feel like something's missing, all the tools are inside you. All the love is inside you. Everything is inside of you. But if there's something that you don't understand, ask for a sign. And pay attention, because it's going to come, and it's going to come in the only way that you can get it. Like, your neighbor's not going to call you and be like, girl, there is a sign from God outside for you. This is not how it works. I wish it worked like that. I mean, sometimes that shit happens and it's cool as fuck, but pretty much always it's up to you, right? Be willing to face the darkness and negativity within you. So all kind of people ask me, okay, whenever you're doing this whole thing with Always Think Up, where do you start? Start with your negativity. Start with the tension in your life. Start with the conflict in your life. Start with where you don't feel good. Start there, because that's going to help you. If you don't know what to do with it, be like, all right, I found this thing. It's shitty. It's tension. How do I do this? Ask. We have the power inside of us. Oh my God, I asked for a new vision and literally got something stuck in my eye and had to have it removed. And ever since been having vivid dreams. I know, Stacy. Fuck. And sometimes it comes like that. And like, people think that like, I'm just like over here eating strawberries and like God is rubbing my butt, and no, like that's kind of shit that happens to me. You know what I mean? Like, I ask and I fucking get the message, and it is crazy sometimes. But you'll get it though. You might not know it now, but everything's showing you, right? But see, that's why I love having friends like you guys, because I can talk like this and you get it. And then like our interactions on here really, I think, help the people that don't really get it. They feel it. They just don't really get it. So thank you to all my people who are on here. We can talk about these things so openly. That was one of the things that I was getting real thankful for this morning, is that I can talk like this to everybody that I talk to, whether they know about it or not. I wasn't always like that. So we're building resilience. Okay. And resilience is recovering quicker from the hard stuff. Right. And so, I've worked with people for years and years, and they're like, when does this ever stop? And I'm like, I don't really know. And, I just tell them, it still happens to me. It still comes up for me. But now I'm better at it. Right. I move through it faster. Like, I can catch myself down bad thought alley, right? And then I'm like, hold up. Do what you love, get this out, think of something great, affirm your greatness, right? You are safe to move beyond the darkness that is inside of you. And so what happens is many do not move beyond what is inside of them. It keeps them stuck. And then a lot of times in that comes a lot of emotional pain. A lot of times through that, this stuck pain, this stuck hurt causes a lot of physical disease in the body. And this is why I talk about the deep things that I talk about, because a lot of the things that we hold in are creating diseases in our physical body. And if you guys didn't know, that's what I do for a living, right? It is safe to beam your light out, right? And so, I don't know, maybe you have a girlfriend that you talk about this stuff with, and when you talk about it, she doesn't really receive it. All right, don't beam your light out to her. Hit up me, hit up Stacey, hit up my friends on here who love when somebody can come and beam their light. I love when people call me and tell me about their ideas. I'm not an idea taker. I'm not trying to copy anybody out here. I'm not trying to mimic anybody. I am the creator of my experience. I love to have friends that I can trust to tell the things that I want to do. Now, is that everybody? No, absolutely not. Especially if someone isn't working on their selves, right? So that's where a lot of this jealousy, envy, spell work, black magic. These black magic bitches don't got shit on me. I fucking know that. Let me spread. I've been over here getting it in the name of black magic. But it's a darkness that a lot of people carry. So, a lot of people don't even know that they do black magic, I think. And they do it, right? Yeah, all that is just negative thoughts. Yeah, except for they'll take a fucking picture and some pieces of your hair and shit and sit up on that shit and fucking negative thought that shit for 24 hours fucking straight on some crazy shit. Most of us don't even have time for that, right? But yeah, for sure. And that's why I say to keep working that mental. You're mentally way stronger than you think. You're mentally way stronger than your roots have led you to believe here, right? You have creative vision inside of you, right? And so, when you start to tap into your heart and when you start to do this work on yourself, you're going to have creative inspiration come to you. And, nobody ever knows when it's going to come. It just comes. And so when you get those little bursts of creativity, when you get those creative inspirations, I try to tell all my clients, like, it doesn't even matter if it's like the middle of the night. Just write that shit down. It doesn't even matter if it's like perfect to how you saw it or whatever. But if you just write that and kind of like meditate on that, that'll help you build that. Allowing faith to guide you. Faith, God, all these, new age people that are just like these fucking church people now. Like, that's been a really huge thing that's been coming out really since my baby left. When our hearts are blocked off, when we're blocked off from our own soul, we're not letting faith guide us. We're trying to override it with our human. We're trying to make the most money. We're trying to have the best house. We're trying to have the best friends. We're going to have the best job. Heart is the sat nav. I don't know what that is, but it sounds fucking dope. But, ask in. How do I allow my faith to guide me more? Am I allowing my faith to guide me? Am I resisting my faith? I ask spirit so many fucking questions. It is unreal. Like, if I was watching this video and I didn't know, I would just start going in and asking a whole bunch of questions, right? Are you allowing faith to guide you in your life? If you're running into tension, if you're running into chaos, if you're running into drama, if you're running into conflict, I'm pretty sure that faith is trying to tell you to do some other shit, whether you want to or not. Word up. I'm out walking my pup and you were talking about black magic. I was walking past my nosy neighbor's house and she must have heard you and she just shook her head and walked back up her driveway. They think. I fucking love you. Like the car GPS. Yeah, for sure. And that's what I'm really trying to do over here is like really lead my life with my heart, right? And in leading your life with your heart, I'm not trying to put people in a box. I'm not trying to dim people's lights. I'm just focused on me. I have enough work in me to do, right? They think I'm crazy because I have crystals and moon water all the time. And now I'm talking about black magic. Cheers. Well, maybe you get them to move. I just got my racist neighbor to move. A lot of people might go through something, right now, and I don't even like to say stuff like this, but this is really strong, right? You might get a message from an old friend, and sometimes this is how root work works, right? So say you had this friend and you don't have that friend anymore, right? You might get a message from this old friend, and that's a test, right? Because that's how God is. God has a sense of humor. That's how this all works, right? Now, you might get the message and automatically be like, I can't trust them. I can't trust this. We've been down this road. It didn't work out. Whatever the case was for you, that's a root thing coming up. Any kind of tension, any kind of conflict, any kind of chaos is coming up for you, right? But, a lot of times when you're doing this work too, and you're working on yourself and you change your vibration, when an old friend comes back in, it's very different. So, if you have an old friend come back and message you or call you or something like that, it's all right to not answer right away, right? But I want you to really feel into that as spirit. What does that mean? What am I supposed to be doing with this? What am I supposed to be learning from this, right? Because it's hard. Like, you go through these relationships, it takes everything you have to disconnect and then they come back in, right? So that's how some of this stuff works. Ask God to show you. Ask God to show you what it all means. So we can use like a sword type thing, right? So do you have a reoccurring terrible thought that you think all the time? It could be anything. It could be anything. You could live like in the middle of the United States and think that you're going to get like eaten alive by sharks. It could be anything. There's nothing too weird. There's nothing too different, right? Thank you for being you, Dawn. All right. So say you're going through life and some conflict comes up, right? And then you start thinking all kind of stuff. What you need to do is like, seriously, close your eyes. The power is within you. Imagine that you have this sword, right? The sword of truth. And you go in and you can actually cut these bad thoughts out. Send them up there and get them recycled. Yeah, that's what's been happening a lot with past relationships. Me too, sis. Me too. And, I really have to say, like, it's really cool because it's like kind of brought about like some really cool friendships, but then on some other hands, you could see that some people were still up to the same old fuck shit. We have to fill up our cups, right? And so, if you're thinking all kind of crazy thoughts, like, past the moment where somebody's like coming at you, you have to fill up your cup. You have to love yourself. How do you do that? It could be however you do that. I have forever wanted a sword tattoo on my arm. I love you. Tap into your heart. What will make me feel good? You might have been fasting. It doesn't matter what it is, but when you're cutting out old thoughts, you want to really keep loving yourself up, because a lot of times you could feel wrong for doing the right thing. Relax when you need to. That's really been a message coming up. If you don't know how to start to clean up your energy body, clean your house, clean your car, whatever. When you whatever you want to do inside of you, the reflection is outside of you, right? So Maybe your house is clean. I'm going to say, bitch, go check them closets. Are they full of everything? Because you just need to, once you get that moving outside of you, that helps it to get to moving inside of you. That's why I always promote clean up, throw things away, whatever, however you have to get it moving. Getting in tune with your soul is everything. And it takes time, and it takes patience, and it takes a lot of self-love, right? But when you get in tune with your soul, then you are living under divine guidance. You're making moves through divine guidance. I sage and drum my house. I know, I really want to drum super bad. I have a rattle and a sage of my pillow and everything, and my little mixes and all my little stuff for sure. And that's important to do like every day. When you go to work, those people influence your energy field. When you go to the store, those people influence your energy field. Any kind of fear or tension or whatever, and they're your people, that influences it. Cooking and about to start on this kitchen. As soon as you said that, I'm like, yep, let's go. Yeah, I just got some good food. I'm about to do some good cooking too. I haven't been cooking since my baby has been here. Like I might have made like a little, like 1, 2, whatever. And my guts hurt from that, guys. And that's why I always say that there's no right or wrong way. But today I had to take 2 extra gut cleanses because I was like, oh my God. Yeah, Stacy. So when I lived in St. Pete, we had a drum circle right out on the beach every Sunday. I am gonna get one because it really is. Some guy let me do his what is it with the 2? It's like bongos, right? And I did not even know what I was doing. And like next thing you know, I was just like feeling it. So it was like going up the one side of me, going up the other side. I was in my zone. I was loving it. So guys, I got these new cards. I don't know, they're in my thing, right? But they're cool. They're like, they're circles and they're diamonds. And so I pulled a card today for this reading and it was nectar. And I kind of love that, right? Because right before my baby was leaving, I was teaching her about how like the birds and the bees eat the nectar from the flowers and whatever. So that was kind of cool. But nectar is a potent elixir for healing. Yeah, I had an upset stomach last night. Yeah. I think that upset stomach is really, coming up for a lot of people. Sometimes when that energy is really thick in the sacral chakra, you can feel like you have an upset belly, bubble guts, whatever. The nectar of life to me is like God, love, right? What Paul was saying earlier. And it lubricates your spirit back to life. And that's why you're never too old to do this. You're never ran out of time, right? And if you don't breathe anymore, what we need to do, what the nectar is us rolling around in... I can't keep a battery. Practices, people, and activities that regenerate us, right? And so, your go-to might be to go out and do some unhealthy shit. But when we're talking about this nectar, we're talking about you want to do things that are going to regenerate you and fill up your cup and make you feel like better. Ooh. I have so much work to do within myself. I've been feeling like a complete doo-doo. I just let everything take over. I need to just get back on track. I need to get my house unpacked and organized because I can feel all the chaos inside of myself with everything out of place. I need to purge so much. And that's all right, Kim. We all go through that. We all go through different things. Different things are coming up for different people at different times, and that's all right. I love the way you say that. My soul felt that. I love you, girl. We go to church today. Snap. That's what it feels like to me. A lot of times the nectar that will help the pain is right there, right? Don't they say that like wherever like the poisonous tree is, that the the one that helps you is like not within a far distance from that thing. And that's what I thought about whenever we were talking about the nectar, Spirit and I. So what a lot of people are doing is they're overlooking this subtle medicine. Nectar is like a subtle medicine for you. You know, it might be a good talk with your neighbor. It might be, you know, a plant, going for a walk, whatever you do, taking a nap, eating something good, right? But a lot of times we're overlooking it because we're not feeling like it's so close to us. We're feeling like we have to look so far away from everything in our lives to find what's really good, but what's really good is you. So type that down in here. I'm dope. I'm really good. I always call myself the best deliberate creator alive because Lil Wayne said he was the best rapper alive, and it fucking worked. Made me want a honey stick. I know, I love those honey sticks. I've been teaching my baby about them. So guys, we can turn the poison in our lives, in our bodies, in our energy fields to nectar within, with God, whatever you call it, spirit, universe, whatever makes you feel better, right? So all this poison that is inside of us, this is why you have to do it. Pain to power. This is why I try to take the same topics and break them down and break them down and break them down and break them down, because only you can do this for yourself. Only you know what the poison is in your life. Only you know where the nectar is, the medicine for you, what that is. Yes. Guys, I love you because we're all connected. I got to go get ready to go to work. I'm excited, so it should be a really dope night. I know that a lot of people are going through it. If you're messaging me and you're going through it, yes. You know, you can message me all the time. Please know that you're never a bother if I don't get back to you right away. That's because I'm just living a regular life too, just like all of you. We're doing this. We're doing this whether we know it or not. And when you know that you're doing it, you can be a little bit more productive. You can help yourself a lot more, right? I don't know, guys. I'm here for you. I think that you guys are all amazing. I love to see people shine their lights. I know that in today's day and age, it's really hard to trust people. So thank you to all the people that have trusted me along the way. You know, it's hard stuff that we talk about when we're talking about the root work and stuff like that. And we're really like in an intimate conversation. It's really hard stuff. And so just being able to get that out and get that out to somebody that you trust, you know, I feel honored and blessed to be a part of this, you know, where people are really starting to fall in love with themselves, you know, and from pain, from so much pain and hurt, like how that pain and hurt can really transform you and put you on the road to everything that you really love. And it's like, it's funny because it's like the same road. And you think that you have to like move across the world and take an airplane and a bubble raft and all of these things. And you don't. It's like the same road. You know, your pain makes you beautiful, sexy as fuck. Trust me. The things that you keep in and the things that are in there that you're so embarrassed to share, they make you fucking incredible. Thank you. Thank you, guys. I love you because we're all connected. If you have anything you want to say, just message me. I know that this is a really hard time. I know that there's a lot of tension. I know that there's a lot of people out here cutting up. I know that God is inside of you. I know that love is inside of you. Love is the nectar. Love is the nectar that will help you with the poison, that will help you with the pain, that will help you guide you through all of these things, right? All I do is just talk shit on it. I love you guys. I needed this. Yeah, you know, I was like, I don't have time to do this. Like me and Spirit, we go at it, right? I'm like, I don't have time to do this. And it's like, well, sure you do. Absolutely you do. And if you guys don't know, I have the Solfego 417 hertz sacral chakra. And that's why people are going to be in their feelings big time today. So, you know, if you want to look out for that, you can look out for those type of things, like where is the energy in the earth today? Because a lot of people are going to be pulling towards that. And a lot of times, if you haven't really done much work on yourself, it's going to be like the doo-doo, you know? It's all right. If someone's going through the doo-doo, you can just kind of like send them love and keep on your way. Or you can be up next to them. But I just say send them love and let them work it out, because everybody has to work it out. You have to work it out. And if you give up, then you have to come back. I've been in the river. Yeah, I love the river. I love the river. I got a little baby pool, so I've been in my baby pool, loving myself. Yeah, it does. It does remind me of flow. You know, water is very much connected to your emotions. You know, that's why I tell people you can take a shower if you're really emotional and things are like really going on in your life, and you can just, you know, kind of imagine just like washing all of those things down the drain. Guys, we're powerful. Like, the things that I do are not anything special. They're just me and my little dorky self sitting there testing spirit by myself. And like, whoa, that shit works. Whoa, if you ask, it comes in. Whoa, if you want to release it, it goes away. Whoa, if you ask for help, they come down, right? We can all do this. It's not for special people. It's for all people. Everybody can do this. Everybody can do this with what they have. And everybody can live a life that they love and prosper. Yeah, if it helps me root, I just drop in and literally float away. Yeah, and guys, I don't really like to be too grounded. So let me talk about that real quick, because she said that. I do a lot of water meditations too, because the 417, the sacral chakra, is like the flow of life, right? So, you know, if I feel too like heady, if I feel like dizzy or whatever, like then I will. But I don't like to be too grounded, because a lot of people that are really, really grounded are really, really rigid. They don't have any kind of like creativity, like type flow. They're so like all about real life. And we need all of that, but flow is really the best, I think. And so I do a lot of water meditations too, all through the year, whether it's in my bathtub, in my shower, in the YMCA, on vacation, whatever. But I love water meditations too. And that's what I do. I just float. And I love it. I'm an air sign. I'm a fucking air sign too, so I'm always in my head too. You know, and I thought when I first got the download about always think up, I'm like, oh yeah, that's because I think too freaking much. I have fought myself for years over always think up, because I'm an air sign. And, but you know, what's really cool is, you know, because I'm an air sign and because I'm an overthinker and I'm really learning how to not do that, I can really have really great conversations with people that are stuck in their minds, you know, because a lot of this anguish, a lot of this tension, a lot of this conflict, a lot of this chaos, a lot of this blah that's going on out here, it's a state of mind that you're in. You know, the war is on your mind. The war is, you know, a low vibration trying to infiltrate your mind and take over the love vibration. It's up to you. You know, if I meet somebody and they just want to be in low vibes, I'm like, whoa, check you later, bro. You know, we don't really vibe. Like, you know, I'm over here trying to create my life. I don't have time for people that just want to keep bringing up negative shit. Like, you know, me and all my people been through some shit, and we got ourselves out of the muck. And so if we can do it, we're just regular ass bitches, just like you guys. You can do it too. You just have to really want what your heart desires. Even if you don't even know what it is, you just have to want it. Like, you just have to want different. If you're in pain, if you're in chaos and tension and all of those things, you just have to want something different. You can even just say that. Hey, something's going on with me and I just want something different. Show me which way to go. Show me a sign. Which way am I supposed to go? You know, sometimes it'll be really crazy. Sometimes it'll be like, leave your big time job, leave your spouse, move to another location, you know? And a lot of times I don't think really that that's such a personal thing. I think that that's really like a, God trying to get you in your own lane and in your own vibration, so you can see how this has been you the whole entire time. Because a lot of us that have been through pain, it's really easy to say like, oh, I went through that pain because of that. Oh, you know, because of that. Oh, because of that. But really it all comes around and back to you. It's happening for you to get to your passion, to get to your heart's desires, to get to what turns you on, to get to what makes you feel sexy. All right, I gotta go for real. I love you guys because we're all connected. One love.